and to our beloved director, Ma'am Ignacio. Maayong buntag sa tanan. Maayong buntag. So today I am extremely honored to be given this opportunity to address my fellow youth, their parents, mentors. And I thank you, Ma'am Ching, for giving me this opportunity and for helping me with the speech. I was informed that there were 6 graduating students for this school year. Some people might think this is a small class for a graduating class. But as I always say, it's the people that counts, not the numbers. God created the world in 6 days. Humankind was created in the 6th day. And according to the St. Augustine of Hippo, God's creation of the world took 6 days because 6 is a perfect number. And today is a perfect day to celebrate these 6 special human beings. Yesterday, I had a chance to meet and talk to one of your colleagues, Paolo. He talked to me about loyalty, how one should tell something to a person directly and not behind his back, especially if it was something negative. How he fulfilled the promise to his parents to stay away from video games for a year, even though there were times that his parents weren't around. Our leaders will learn a lot from you, Paolo. He also talked to me about not being able to take his SNAP for 10 weeks so he can help save up 1,000 pesos to contribute to the student council so he can help. One of you inspired me yesterday. And just imagine how many people will the 6 of you inspire when you go out there and tell your stories of heroism. Paolo, you are my hero. The 6 of you are my heroes. And to find a school that helps children with a strong sense of leadership and social conscience gives me so much hope for this nation. Thus, I express my gratitude to the parents and relatives who work so hard to make sure that these children go and stay in school. And to our teachers who work as much to provide these children with the kind of education that they deserve. And to our graduates, Cariel, Keano, Marco, IC, Paolo, Sonson, congratulations for making it into this milestone in your lives. When I was in your age, I wanted to be a priest. And I envisioned that I was going to serve the church and live in Vatican. But now, I'm a doctor. When I was at your age, I never imagined that I would be a doctor. Some of you may not know what you want to be in the future. And I tell you, this is absolutely fine. I encourage you to continue studying. Your parents, teachers, and the school will help you find out what you love doing. Like how my parents and teachers and the school helped me realize that I wanted to be a doctor. For those of you who already know what you want in life, have faith. There will be people who will tell you that you can't do it because you're small. But like a small boat, even the big ocean can't sink you unless the water of discouragement gets inside you. Remember, you are a small, mighty boat. If other people tell you that you can't do it, don't let them into your boat. If you stay afloat, like when you keep on going with your studies despite the challenges, you will be fine. Like a boat, you can't move without the sail. You can't move without the sail. Sorry, I prepared a little something for everybody. So like a small boat, you can't move without the sail. This is your mother and your father. To guide you to your destination, you have the rudder, your teachers. However, the one that makes sure that you are strong and so that the water stays out, and that there is enough wind for the sail, and that you are going in the right direction, the sailor. And this is the Lord. Remember, as long as you have the Lord in you, you will be fine. You see, boats are really special to me because of boats. My dad was able to catch fish, and my mother was able to cook his catch so that we had something to eat for that day. I grew strong and was able to finish elementary, high school, and college because of a boat. And I never thought I would be using boats to practice medicine. In our country, there are many Filipinos or many families that are poor, and they can't afford things like motorcycles and cars. And some of them live far away where jeepneys and other vehicles can't go. Some of them would ride the carabaos, horses, or just walk. Children like you try hard just to go to school so that someday they may be able to make their family happy and help their family. Some children would go to school by themselves because their parents have to work in the rice fields. Meet Jessa Jolex and Jelsa Bantayan, who have to wake up 3 a.m. in the morning, cross 5 rivers, and climb a mountain to go to school. So if you feel down, just think of Jessa, Jolex, and Jelsa, who might be feeling the same way, the same as you, but still they pick up themselves and continue their journey in life. Years ago, we found children living in a community, in a mangrove community, who had to swim to school when it was high tide, and in low tide, they had to wade. But those who weren't tall enough still had to swim. Thus, Bagong Pag-asa was born, which is a project to provide small yellow boats to children who face extraordinary impediments in going to school, particularly in the form of bodies of water. Our journey continued across our country to find children who face the same problems. We found another island where children had to jump off a cliff and swim into open ocean just to get to another island where their school is located. Since then, we have taken these stories with us, sharing to as many people as possible. And with the help of supporters, we have been able to employ the local bangka makers or the boat makers to build small boats for these children so that they don't have to swim just to go to school. In Lakewood, Zamboanga del Sur, Philippines, the challenge is in the form of a huge lake. So we chose the color yellow because yellow is the color of the school bus and it is the universal color of hope. And today, I want the 6 of you and all the students here to promise that you will study hard so that you may grow and be able to help other children and other people someday. And today, we give hope a name. My message to our graduates, I would like to emphasize 3 words: excellence, spirituality, and citizenship. Live a life of excellence. You must know why you want to become the best nurse, the best accountant, the best doctor, or the best lawyer. A doctor may boast about perfecting the most complicated medical procedure, thus being able to save lives. While around him, thousands of children die just because he couldn't go to the community and teach the children the importance of hand washing. That doctor has the same obligation to that one patient and to those other thousands of children. What is the use of being best in math, best in English, while in your own barangay, those thousands of children don't know how to add numbers or can't speak English? We must remember that our professions were created to build our nation. And the nation is where the people in our communities are. We must guard ourselves from the greed of excellence. This is the kind of excellence that takes so much and gives out so little. Being the best is not the end. It's not an end. Like what we say in the 10 Outstanding Students of the Philippines, or TOSP, It is not enough to be the best at what you do. What matters most is being best with others and for others. Live a life of spirituality. If you are so full of yourself, how can you have enough space for the Lord to get in? How can you have a relationship with the Lord if He can't get in the first place? Thus, I believe that for someone to understand and experience spirituality, he must experience a very important value: humility. Let's look at how the Lord teaches us about humility. A God living in a perfect place came down to a chaotic earth. He came down not as a rich man, but as a son of a lowly carpenter. He was delivered and did not lie on fine clothes, but on hay, with the donkeys and the sheep, with the dirt. His feet that walked on clouds, and his hands that commanded the stars, he submitted to be impaled by rusty nails, just to save humanity. He did not go to kings and the rich. He went to the hungry. He went to the poor. He needed to go down to carry humanity. As the Lord did, so too we must go down to carry humanity, to live a life of spirituality. Let us not be preoccupied with reaching for the material things on earth, lest we forget others. Let us not reach out for the heavens, but instead reach out below. Let us reach out not for things, but for people. Live a life of citizenship. Technically, citizenship means the link between a person and his country. And if you explore the etymology of link, you'll find that it is described as a connection between places, events, things, or persons. How do you build a connection with our country? Well, our country is a meshwork of communities, collectively known as the Philippines. It is about the connection to your community. And by that, I mean building relationships with the people. And when you start building relationships with others, you also start caring for them. Apathy reflects the absence of care for others and lack of interest to participate and engage in the community. At your young age, you receive the most care from others in the form of your parents. And as recipients of care, I say that you have the most potential to give out care. You can express your care by simply just saying thank you and please when asking for favor and keeping the door open for somebody behind you. Citizenship also involves changing the stories of the Filipinos. We have created national paraphernalia to basically establish our nation like our national flag, like our national anthem, and our national language. Our national airlines, Philippine Airlines, is Asia's first. And because of its white sand beaches, the Philippines is now known as the world's beach capital. However, on the same level, we have created negative paraphernalia for ourselves. The stories of one tamad, the Filipino time, and the crab mentality. We should reevaluate how we tell our stories as a people, because these are the same stories that we tell our children, the same stories that they anchor their self-value and self-respect, our self-value and our self-respect. Thus, we must act in such a way that our actions will prove that one is masipag, that the Filipino time is always on time, and that Filipinos don't pull each other down, but in fact uplift each other in the spirit of bayanihan. Thus, I am delighted that every year during Christmas and Recognition Day, students of Mary Woods Academy donate food, clothing, school supplies, which they distribute to needy communities. And that the children also have this put their daily allowances in a sacrifice jar, which they use to buy materials for those in need. Thank you for doing this. For me, there is no such thing as a simple act of kindness. For me, all acts of kindness are big. Like what we say in Yellow Boat of Hope, the great thing a little lamp can do, which the big sun cannot, is to give light at night. It shows no one is superior by size, but by purpose. If we cannot do great things, we can do small things in a great way. Little things make a difference to God. I believe that it is through our children that we will make the most significant change. It's these times during their crucial development stages that gestures of kindness, generosity, and compassion make the most impact in their lives as children and as adults in the future. Someday, these children will grow into adults, and in faith, we remain on the prospect that they too will pass on this responsibility to be vanguards of their children, the community, and thus the whole nation. To the graduating class of Mary Woods Academy, congratulations, and may you continue to grow in character and competence. Remember to live a life of excellence, spirituality, and citizenship. Thank you, and may God bless you. I